Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining me. If you could leave a like on the video, that would mean a lot to me and appreciate you for doing that. So I want to let you know that the content on my channel is going to shift a little bit, and I've had some revelations in that area recently. So I had a lot of fun opening the Akashic records with all of you in the last video, and I'm going to be doing that a lot more often. It's my job not just to wake people up and to form people and to get people curious about what they're doing here. It's my job to equip the healers and the light workers and the thought leaders to go out into the world, and to shift this place in the way that we're meant to. And the tool that I have been gifted with to do that is the Akashic records. And when I was learning how to open the Akash, obviously it's very sacred and special knowledge. The advice to me was not to share it freely. The advice to me was to withhold the how so that I could monetize it and so that I could, capitalize on, the knowledge that I possessed, which is very valuable. And, there's merit to that, but it doesn't, I've had the revelation that it doesn't really apply to me. I could make a course, and make a lot of money. Or I could get on YouTube every week, every 2 weeks, and open the Akashic records for everybody and let kind of the universe sort those things out. And it was said to me, if you get on YouTube and share the information openly in that way, that it will devalue it, not just for yourself, but for everybody else. And I think that's total bullshit. And we're going to change that all today. We're going to start opening the Akashic records on this channel regularly. Because if I want humanity to wake up, if I want the healers and the old souls and the teachers and the thought leaders to wake up, the best way for me to maximize that is to open the Akashic records with everybody and let people see how it's done. So you might think, Todd, you're opening the Akashic records, but I don't see it in the way that you do, and I don't feel what you feel when I'm opening the records. So it's important that you open the records anyway, because all it really takes to become the entire ocean is to put one toe in. And if you put one toe in, you're going to be more comfortable in working your way out there until eventually you're wading in the water, surfing in the waves. So we want to open the Akashic records with you, not to just equip you with the tools and the energies that you need to move forward, but to help you calibrate yourself to be able to do it on your own, which is really what it's all about. So before I do that, I want to talk to you about the process that you saw me, perform the last video. So it's important that you understand the meaning of the ritual and the process, because if we're opening the Akashic records together once a month or once every 2 weeks, whatever it ends up being, you're going to have an understanding of what we're accomplishing when we do those specific things in the beginning. So my specialty is not in the ability to open the Akashic records, it's in the ability to interpret and to perceive what is in there. And that's what I'm going to be teaching you how to do as we go. And when you are entering the Akashic records, depending on the type of feedback that you're looking for, if it's visual, if it's audio, if it is sensational, there's a very important process for getting there, and we want to explain that. So the Akashic records whispers to you just like your intuition does. And sometimes the issue is that whisper is buried within shouts. There's shouts. Our cellular structure, our human being is always shouting to some degree or another. So what we do in the beginning is we address the three main shouters, the three loudest shouters. And we understand that these shouters are conscious and they're fulfilling certain tasks on their own, and they're not really trying to interrupt us or disturb us. They're just kind of doing what they're designed to do. But now is the time for you and I to fully embrace our roles as creators in the suit, and understanding that these pieces of consciousness that are shouting things at you can be talked to and instructed to quiet themselves. And that's what we do in the beginning of the ritual. So let's start now. Find a comfortable place. Turn the volume up. Follow along or not. Set the intention in this now moment that we will open the Akash and there will be an exchange of what is meant for us. Start with your tapping. I tap to open the heart so I can feel what the Akashic Records needs me to feel. I tap on my throat so I can speak the information in the way that I'm meant to, in a way that is impactful and meaningful for the one who's receiving it. I tap my third eye so I can see, so that I have the ability to perceive visually what is being shown to me. Tap on the crown so I know that what is meant for me is what will be exchanged in that place, and when the information comes to me, I have a knowingness of what it is and how it applies to me. Okay. So do your tapping. It's very important. It gets you grounded and it brings everything back to here. Okay. And for this next part of the ritual, we're going to talk to the shouters. With this Om, I relax the body. So the order that you do these in kind of depends on the day. Sometimes you're going to feel more in your head. Sometimes you're going to feel like your body is louder. Sometimes you're going to feel like the ego is louder. With this Om, I still the mind. So if you find yourself swaying back and forth or going counterclockwise or clockwise with your body motion, that is likely because your Kundalini is getting engaged in the process, and it's a good thing. Okay. With this Om, I release the ego. With this Om, I call forward Gaia. With this Om, I call in the light. So when we're going through this ritual, you can tailor it to be compatible with your own energy. You can call in your own masters, your own guides, your own energies that you're familiar and working with in this place. Whoever is going to help you focus your intention and awaken your skill, your gifts. With this Om, call forward the higher self. With this Om, I open the Akashic records. So also I've noticed that some people are afraid of doing Ohms out loud. You should know that the sound the Om makes coming out of me is different depending on who I'm doing the reading for. So don't be afraid to use your voice. Your voice is a very important tool for you. If you're shying away from using your voice, it means that your ego is still kind of looking over your shoulder, chatting, limiting things at you. Let your voice go. So the Akashic records are open. So something that's important for you, especially when you're in the beginning stages where you might not necessarily be able to see or perceive visibly the Akashic records, you will want to establish a place that you go to every single time that you open. And for me, I think I said this in the last video, it's the Akashic Theater. I go to the theater. That's because I'm going into the Akash a lot looking for activation and looking for kind of like moral support. So whether it's a theater, whether it's the Great Hall, whether it's the garden, whether it's the library, whether it's the museum, make it your own and make it somewhere that you go to so that the place remembers and knows your energy and your intention. So we are going to do an activation that is going to happen in 3 parts. We are going to ask for karmic imprints that in this now moment no longer serve us be cleared from our field or repurposed to serve to serve us in a different way. We're going to ask for dormant vitality to be activated within us, so that we have access to the reserves of energy that we need to fulfill what we're here for. We're also going to be asking the Akashic Records to return us to our original divine blueprint, whatever that means for us today in this now moment that we have together. Okay. Then we're going to have some messages, a couple messages from the Akash. Let's start with the activations. So let's have you for this one, don't do the sacred Om with me. Let's just have you touching the roof of your mouth with the tip of your tongue. Envision a white light in your third eye if you can. Dear Spirit, in this now moment, with our free will and pure intent, in the space of the Akashic Records, with the help of the higher self, we release any karmic imprint that is contained within our field that is no longer serving us in our purpose here. With this Om, so be it. Dear Spirit, in this now moment, with our free will and pure intent, in the space of the Akashic Records, with the help of the higher self, we activate the dormant vitality within us. With this Om, so be it. one more. Dear Spirit, in this now moment, with our free will and pure intent, in the space of the Akashic Records, with the help of the higher self, we call forward our original divine blueprint. With this Om, so be it, and so it is. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of advice from the Akashic Records now. Old souls, at this time, we would remind you of the importance of beginning and ending your days the right way. There are too many who are closing the chapter of the day on the wrong note, being dreadful of what is to come. There are too many that are struggling to leave their bed because they are fearful and in dread of what is facing them in the day. We'll let you know that it is important that you counter these frequencies, or you don't engage with them at all. And it's important that you set the tone with wonder and excitement and anticipation for what is in front of you, because when there is dread, it is your consciousness determining that it already knows what is there. Okay. Embrace the unknown, embrace wonder, embrace the anticipation of what will unfold for you. Okay. Old souls will also let you know that it's important to follow the playbook and to practice the fundamentals spiritually. And that is what separates you from the field, is that you know the playbook, you've studied it thoroughly. But we also want to remind you of the importance of being adaptable and freestyling when you have the opportunity. So what's taking place on Earth right now is universally unique. And not always does the playbook apply. In fact, one of the things that you're doing here in blazing the trail is creating the playbook for everybody that follows behind. Okay. So stick to the playbook, but don't be afraid to trust your instincts, to trust your experience, and to trust your wisdom and your perspective to create a new one. Old souls, we will ask you, if when you leave this session and the Akashic Records close, that you keep engaging in whatever way you can. And we'll remind you that the process of feeling your way through the opening of the records, all of the uncertainty, all of that has a purpose too. And it is in searching and turning the dial through the static that allows you to find the clear station to begin with. Your intention means something. Give your intention something to do. Give yourself something to focus on. Give yourself a challenge that is going to be rewarding when you have that breakthrough. Because even if you cannot consciously perceive what is there for you, the unconscious is deeply engaged in an exchange of energy that is important for your being in fulfilling what you've come for. With this Om, we close the Akashic Records. Okay, thank you very much, guys.